So Microsoft needs a round of applause. Probably the biggest round of applause known to man. Why? Because Activision and Blizzard are now owned by Microsoft. That is crazy, right? And Microsoft said, you know what? We don't care how much it costs. They spent $70 billion. And yeah, that's chump change to Microsoft. But at the same time, if you're willing to pull the trigger, bro, that shows that they are dedicated, and coming in last place again is not an option. They did it last console generation. They almost did it the console generation before that. They're like, nope, we're not doing it no more. They are spending money. First they bought Bethesda, then they bought Activision and Blizzard. Like, this is huge. The fact that Call of Duty might be an Xbox, Game Pass, whatever, console, Xbox exclusive is huge. Granted, Call of Duty is not as big as it used to be back on the 360 days. Imagine if they did this back on the 360 days. Oh my God. But better believe, Call of Duty is still a huge big deal. It is still in the top 5, top 10 best sellers of the year, right? The fact that they bought Candy Crush, let me tell you something. You, the viewer, Candy Crush ain't no big deal. I get it. But you know who play Candy Crush? Your mama. You know who else plays it? Her best friends, her cousins, your aunts, the nanny who watches your kids. Everyone play Candy Crush. Candy Crush is on everyone's phone. And if it ain't on their phone, they play in the app on Facebook. Everyone playing Candy Crush, bro. I promise you, that candy is being crushed by a lot of people out there, right? And the fact that they got Diablo, Warcraft, StarCraft, let me tell you something. That doesn't really affect the console market so much, but you better believe those titles are huge, huge on PC. The real PC gamers are playing that, bro. They're not buying Steam summer sales. In Overwatch 2, what is that, like the biggest esport game out right now? If Overwatch 2, along with Call of Duty, are console exclusives, are you kidding me? Do you not realize how big that is? Like, this is huge that Microsoft pulled this off, right? And it's kind of funny because everyone's pretty much saying Sony is doomed. Like, what is Sony gonna do? Like, me personally, I'm like, Sony, stand up for yourself and fight. Like, announce something, bro. Because in the long term, Sony's not going to be able to keep up with this, right? Sony's in a position where they pretty much have to spend some type of money. Whether it's Capcom, Square Enix, I don't know, something. They have to do something. Because granted, they got the short-term stuff like, they still got Wolverine coming out, another Spider-Man game. But they're not going to be able to keep up with these titles that are just going to be exclusive on Xbox. They're not going to be able to do it. And people, stop with, these are just Game Pass deals. No, bro. Microsoft is not spending billions of dollars for this exclusiveness on Game Pass. They're not doing that. But the craziest part of all this, right? Everyone is saying, what is Sony going to do? What is Sony going to do? Because Microsoft is about to run wild all over you, meaning Sony, right? But the biggest winners here is Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't have to do a goddamn thing to respond. Why? Because Nintendo's smart. Nintendo has their first party IPs, Mario, Donkey Kong, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Splatoon. The list keeps going, bro. And these acquisitions by Microsoft don't even make a dent in what Nintendo's trying to do. They're not even phasing Nintendo. Why? Because Nintendo built their first party IPs. Nintendo's built Nintendo brand, period, where they don't give a damn about third party. Then Nintendo's just going to be fine. And they're probably watching from the outside laughing. Like, look at these fools spending billions of dollars trying to compete. When in reality, Nintendo doesn't have to do none of that. They're just going to keep following their own lane and continue having the best-selling console. The Switch is over 100 million units. The following console after this is probably going to do the same. Nintendo believed in their first-party games so much that with the Wii U had no third-party. That's why it failed. The Switch has third-party, but let's be honest. People continue to play Nintendo for their first-party games. And Nintendo believes in themselves, and maybe they're stubborn too, but they don't even have to worry about these acquisitions by Microsoft and whatever potential acquisitions by PlayStation. Because Nintendo is Nintendo, right? It's so crazy how like these console wars are always between Sony and Microsoft. You don't want to involve Nintendo because Nintendo's just going to embarrass the hell out of all of them. But yeah, it's kind of funny how like, yeah, Microsoft, bro, you doing damage to PlayStation, but in reality, you're not even phasing Nintendo. Nintendo's the biggest winner because Microsoft is now in a position. They have a position to succeed. But if this fails, they somehow screw this up, and Xbox has a history of screwing things up, they're done. And know who's going to continue to move forward? Nintendo, which is pretty crazy. No pressure on Nintendo here. They're not even going to compete with them, like because they can't. But it's really funny how like the narrative is all PlayStation. Nintendo ain't worried about none of this. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, it's me, Blake316. This news is absolutely huge for Microsoft. For me personally, I really like this. Why? Because I grew up in a generation where it was Sega versus Nintendo, where the companies embraced console wars, where they literally talked about it in their commercials, right? And it's kind of like, if you guys want to have console wars and you guys want to cry about what console is better, this, time, and third, at least have a legit reason. Like, this console has these games. This console has that games. Like, give yourself a reason, right? But anyway, I just find it kind of funny. And I also find it crazy that Microsoft was able to do this. I personally think everything is going to be exclusive. Maybe I'm kind of hoping that everything will be exclusive because I want to see people get butthurt, and it's kind of funny. But anyway, it's me, Blake316. Make sure to subscribe for future videos. Let me know your opinion on this. This is absolutely crazy. Like, I'm telling you, Microsoft, like PlayStation is going to be good this year. It's going to be good next year. But after that, it's crazy. If you think about it, Microsoft now owns Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Sony's like first ever mascots. Microsoft now owns it. Granted, Sony guys don't even play those games anymore, so it doesn't really matter these days. But it's kind of crazy. But anyway, it's me, Blake316. Make sure to follow me, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Twitch. All that good stuff. Until next time. Peace.